The House committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th of last year has concluded its second day of public hearings. NPR's Barbara Sprunt reports one lawmaker on the panel argued the Trump campaign exploited its donors to raise millions of dollars.
California Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren tied the Trump campaign's continued litigation of the 2020 election to its fundraising tactics, claiming the campaign misled its donors as to what their money would be used for.
So not only was there the big lie, there was the big ripoff.
Amanda Wick, an investigator with the committee, said in a pre-recorded video that the Trump campaign knew claims of voter fraud were false, but continued to ask small-dollar donors to contribute to something called the Official Election Defense Fund. Wick said Trump raised $100 million in the week after the election. But the committee discovered the fund did not exist. Wick says most of the money went instead to a separate entity called Save America, and not to election-related litigation. Barbara Sprunt, NPR News, Washington.
The prospect of an evenly split U.S. Senate approving tougher gun safety legislation is improving. Yesterday, a bipartisan group of senators, including Democrat Richard Blumenthal, announced it reached agreement on a framework.
This framework of principles and proposals is a 30-year breakthrough in attracting a significant number of Republicans and Democrats together. It's broad, bipartisan, so momentum is on our side.
Negotiations were launched in the wake of two prominent mass shootings that together claimed dozens of lives. The attacks on a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas, where an elementary school was attacked. But the Gun Violence Archive reports mass shootings characterized as shootings involving 4 or more people were reported in nearly a dozen cities over the weekend. In Ukraine, government officials say Russian troops are making a push to surround a city in the east of the country. NPR's Nathan Rott says both sides in the fighting are said to be suffering heavy losses.
The battle for Severodonetsk, an industrial city in eastern Ukraine's Luhansk region, has been the focus of the war for a couple of weeks. Both sides have been pouring resources and troops into the industrial city, and both are believed to be suffering heavy losses. Ukrainian officials have said they're losing 100 to 200 soldiers a day in the fighting as they plead with Western allies for more ammunition and weapons. Luhansk's regional governor said on Telegram late Sunday that Russia was trying to encircle Severodonetsk. A victory there would give Russia control of every major city in the Luhansk region. Nathan Rott, NPR News, Dnipro, Ukraine.
A fast-moving wildfire in northern Arizona has prompted evacuations. As member station KNAU's Ryan Heinches tells us, the blaze has grown to at least 4,500 acres with no containment as firefighters face challenging weather conditions.
The pipeline fire was first reported Sunday morning in an area south of the San Francisco Peaks near Flagstaff. Heavy winds caused explosive growth of the blaze, and officials ordered evacuations in several neighborhoods outside the city. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office has arrested a 57-year-old man in connection with the blaze, but didn't give additional details. Fire officials said they were also battling a second wildfire downwind of the pipeline fire, which triggered a new round of evacuations. It comes amid very dry and windy weather in the region. Firefighters are struggling with critical fire conditions and gusts of up to 50 miles per hour. For NPR News, I'm Ryan Heinches in Flagstaff.
Some of this country's biggest automakers are urging Congress in a letter to lift the $7,500 cap on the electric vehicle tax credit. The tax credits phase out after an automaker has sold 200,000 vehicles. Reuters News Service first reported Ford, General Motors, Toyota Motor North America, and Stellantis NV, formerly Fiat Chrysler, were asking lawmakers through a letter to extend the credits until the EV market is deemed, quote, more mature. However, critics in Congress have questioned the tax credits' necessity, in part because of strong consumer demand.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.